My kids are insane.
Yeah, dude.
Welcome to the Behind the Food podcast, everybody. We're recording with no guest this week because I can't figure out how to coordinate schedules. But we're going to talk about current issues.
That's right. What is going on in the
And I've
world?
got my daughter in the background screaming at me for some reason.
I have my
Okay,
chameleon cold brew, which is freaking awesome. You should get some if you haven't yet.
I haven't. It sounds awesome.
It is
Is it
good.
packaged? It's packaged product.
It is. Yeah. In fact, I'm gonna go grab it so you can see it. It's a really pretty bottle. That's why I
Go.
grabbed it. Yeah.
Yeah, go grab it.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel goes grabs that, everyone. If you know the founders of Chameleon Cold Brew, why don't you send them our way? And they can come on our podcast since we love their cold brew so much. At least Daniel does. I've never had it.
So it was on the public shelf, and as far as cold brew bottles go,
Where does it say it's from?
yeah,
Like,
so
manufactured by under the nutrition label.
let's take a look. Distributed by Chameleon, Newport Beach, California. Doesn't have a manufacturer. I think they're making this themselves.
Yeah,
Chameleon
well,
Cold Brew
if
LLC.
anybody knows the guys in Southern California making this stuff,
Yeah, it's fantastic.
send them our way.
Please. I threw some Oatly in it, and it is phenomenal.
On the internet, it says they're based in Austin, Texas.
Interesting.
Do they
So
have
which is it?
Oh, look, it's got the founders' names: Steve Williams and Chris Campbell. So if someone meets Steve or Chris, you can send them our way, and we'll
We
have
want them on the pod. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find this guy. LinkedIn. So Daniel, how's your world this week?
My world is really cool. We just got off of doing Deep Tropics, which is an EDM festival here in Nashville. And it was a very surreal experience because it was one of those things where we did like double what we expected to do in volume, which, you know, sounds like that's a great problem to have. But the logistics of pulling that off are insane. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I mean, yeah. When you guys were texting me about it, I was like, "This is awesome." And then in my mind, you were like, "Day one, we sold this much," and I was like, "Are they gonna have to go back in the kitchen and make more empanadas?"
Yeah, that's so that's exactly what happened. But the reason we had to make empanadas was even stranger because I had a wholesale order that needed to go to Huntsville Sunday morning, right? Because they had a soccer match that night. And so I was like, okay, I've got this huge wholesale order that has to go out. And the only place I had empanadas at all was at Giada's Park at the MLS stadium here in Nashville. My freezer was cleaned out because we went through all the inventory, right? So I was like, well, I talked to the people at MLS and I was like, hey, can I borrow the inventory for a few days and I'll replace it? And I'm cool with them. And they were like, sure, that's fine. So like, I'll replace the inventory on Monday. We just made the empanadas to replace that yesterday. But that still doesn't get empanadas for Huntsville. So I had a skeleton crew in the kitchen Saturday morning while we're running Deep Tropics, making another like 1,000 empanadas while we're printing.
That's epic.
Yeah. Pretty insane.
It's epic and wild.
Yeah. I am exhausted.
Yeah, you should be exhausted. That's a good weekend.
It was a very good weekend. It's all in receivables now, so I haven't seen any of it yet. Well, I saw 5K out of 20. So I still have like 15K of that weekend that has to hit.
Yeah, that's wild, and that's also the name of the game, right? Like people take our products and they don't pay us.
Yep.
Here's to being in the food industry.
Yep.
I guess unless you're like, you know, running like a just one restaurant bar, then like that doesn't happen. But if you cater, if you do like all this other stuff,
anything,
so hard to get people to pay you.
Yep.
Just like, please pay me now.
Yep. And the guy that runs the festival is like a good dude, but like, you know, he has cash flow issues just like a CPG company. Like he showed me the guy that produces the festival. He literally pulled up his phone and showed me his bank accounts. And like, you know, 3 were, you know, slightly overdrawn and 2 had like $100 in them. And, you know, this is a guy producing a festival that had 8,500 attendees on the second day, right? So like on Monday, he's going to be good. All the cash is going to hit his account and he's going to be, you know, swimming in it. But it's like, it's exactly the same stuff we deal with every day, which is like, you know, broke one day and 5-6 figures the next. It's like just a roller coaster. It's not normal.
Can you hear my kids in the background?
No, you're good.
That's amazing. These headphones, they're amazing. They're actually genuinely amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, First of all, I think that highlights a big issue, which is the fact that nobody is ever like killing it unless
Right.
they like somehow have like raised.
Yeah.
And it highlights like the main issue of like being a bootstrap company, which is like you just don't
Have
have
money.
money. You don't have money. You
Yeah.
just don't.
Yeah. And it's like people think from the outside that you're killing it, but what they don't realize is all that stuff is expensed to the company, right? So like I drive an '09 G550 that I paid $24,000 for, but it's a write-off against my taxes and the company pays for it. I don't even own the thing. Like the company owns this beat up G-Wagon that allows me to get around town and load empanadas and drive them, all around town and distribute.
See, there's like good things and bad things. Cause like there's that where like look, no one audit me, but like we technically have shown a loss for like years. So like on our tax return, I mean, it's not been a total loss. Like there are years where we made a little money and we pay like a little bit of taxes, but it's like compared to my friends that have jobs, I feel like I get the value in that in like goods and services, but don't show like as much income.
Exactly.
And like that's kind of a benefit. And you have a lot of freedom, make your own schedule.
Exactly. We can shoot a podcast at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I saw a LinkedIn post yesterday that was like the underrated part of being a like founder in CPG is like you get to choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a good point.
It is a good point.
But I would say that it's being a founder in anything. Like you own your own business, whatever it is, like you do get to choose like what you do every day.
Absolutely.
For the most part.
Yeah. No, it blows my mind seeing like the difference between people that build like tech software SaaS type businesses and the way that they like exist, and then like your food CPG founders and the way that they exist is so radically different, unless like the CPG has like a big exit or like a big raise maybe, and like they actually don't bootstrap the whole thing. Like the margins on Nate, who owns the agency, right? It's like 90% margins over cost, right? It's like this world, there's actual cogs and things that cost money. It's not the same.
Yeah, and I think that's why like a lot of people don't understand the price increases that have happened over the last few years. But at the end of the day, I think it just comes back to the fact that like labor got really expensive.
Yep.
Because even though his gross margins, for instance, are like really good, it's like he's outsourcing a lot of that stuff.
Totally.
If you look at like people hiring American labor for any job, any industry, I thought about it the other day when I was looking at people at a festival. I was at a festival here in Montana. They were selling potatoes. It was a spud fest. So they were selling all kinds of like different potato stuff. And there was a church raising money and they were selling fried potatoes, right?
Yeah.
So it was like deep fried potato, like spirals or something. It was just chips. It looked like potato chips, right? So they're selling those for $6 a plate of them. And I think to myself, like, that's like half a potato. You fried it and you prepped it, but like it's half a potato. In actual raw costs, it's not a lot.
Okay.
And then when you look at the actual labor going into it, you're like, oh, that's why it's $6. Because like they're raising money for something, but it's like, so it's all going to charity for that. But like if it was just people at a festival or the fair, it's still going to be really expensive because they have to pay themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's an owner operator, it's like they have to pay their bills. So it's just hard.
Yeah. And a lot of times with festivals and fairs, they're pulling 20 to 40% off the top, because you're trying to make the festival work. And so you've got to have some form of revenue to make the festival or the fair operate. So, your $6 is all of a sudden $4 just via event fees.
Yeah, and you've talked about that before. And it's like I know that like it's easy for us to visualize that with events because I like go to events all the time, see the food trucks, see the people at the fair, whatever it is. And I know what they're dealing with. But I feel like it's like that across industries.
Absolutely.
And I think it comes back to like the cost of living and like what you need to pay employees. And then it's like a really bad flywheel because you then have higher costs for all the people in America because everyone needs to make more money, which then means they need to pay their employees more, which means they need to price things even higher. And it's this ridiculous flywheel that I think once we got it going with the inflation on like COGS, it got out of hand in the last 5 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what kicked it off was like the insane amount of stimulus that kicked in right during COVID. Like I mean,
yeah.
I fully blame both administrations because it was the stack, right? They kept stacking more and more and more stimulus. And it was like, if they had just stopped at some point, we would have been fine. We would have absorbed it. But they didn't. They just kept stacking it up.
Yeah, and now we've stacked costs to the moon, and now there have to be price increases.
Yeah,
it's wild, dude. In other news, I texted you an article.
Yeah, let's take a look.
This podcast, guys, we're going to comment on some current issues. We'll also talk about random shit like we just did. Let us know if you like it, all 30 listeners.
Right.
This article I thought was really interesting. I asked ChatGPT to give us some stuff to talk about, and I had to prompt it a couple times in order for it to give us some good stuff. This is interesting because I was a part of this bullshit, and I feel like a moron because of it. Dairy is back. The headline is "Dairy is so back, it's now a high-protein, gut-healthy superfood." A couple years ago, it was going to kill you, and you had to drink nut milk because if you don't drink nut milk, you're going to die. And it's funny because I know there've been people in both camps the whole time. It's very similar to politics. There's a whole bunch of people on the nut milk side and a whole bunch of people on the dairy milk side. I drink raw dairy. I drink cashews. And then in the middle, you have a lot of people like me,
right,
and probably most of the population that were like me. I don't know what to do. But you watch the Overton window shift from like 2016, it was in the middle. And then it shifted real far. I guess you'd call it nut milk on the left.
Sure.
And then it shifted to the right. Yeah. And people were drinking raw dairy, killing themselves.
Unpasteurized stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't pasteurize my shit, man. I roll the dice.
Right.
I drink it directly out of the cow. I have a cow in my backyard. So like, I think it's an interesting article because it's true that there actually are a lot of good things about drinking milk.
Absolutely.
I think it's kind of ridiculous that it was demonized. I think it's ridiculous cheese would be demonized. I know you yourself, you're eating like cheese sticks for like protein.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's actually really good macro wise.
It is. It's incredible. And then like Fairlife came out with their Core Power, ultra filtered protein milks. Those things changed the game, across the industry. All of a sudden, everyone had to have a protein milk. Every muscle milk, Slim Fast. Every freaking player all of a sudden had to have a high protein, ultra filtered product. And most of the time, they just dumped whey protein powder in it and blended up, and it just drank like crap. But Fairlife actually created something new with the ultra filtered as a way to increase the protein content.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And if you beat your cows while you're doing it, it works so much better.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It makes it.
But no, you're right, and it also happened right along with the trend and the shift in the Overton window from we need to be vegan.
Yep.
So we need to be raw carnivores. Right. And I find it fascinating because I think the whole time in my mind, and I think a lot of other people's minds, it's been mostly not about either of those things, but about eating just food that's not been processed.
Exactly. Yeah. Minimal processing was the key. That was what everyone was shooting for. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you compare nut milk to milk, nut milk is a lot more processed. Even on the ultra filtered stuff like you're talking about, it's all they've done is filter it.
Yeah, they just pulled water out of it. That's all they did. Yeah. No, it's funny because I still drink both, right? I just put oat milk in the coffee because I like the taste of the oat milk. And this goes back to what your thesis always is, which is taste always wins, right? At the end of the day, consumers pick taste over everything else. So if they like oat milk in their coffee, they will put oat milk in their coffee. And that's what originally gave Oatly their edge, was that they were in Starbucks and people thought that oat milk tasted really good in their coffee, right?
Yeah, and it does taste really good in coffee, period. Full stop. It's one of those things where it's oat milk is fire in a latte.
Yep.
I don't know how many people are doing it for health, but most people are definitely doing it for taste.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, I think on the health side, I will have to side with the milk people.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I go to switch to a more whole food, high protein diet, and I look at the macros on my foods, I'm not a weirdo about it. Mm-hmm. Usually what I do is I'll be okay, is this been processed a bunch? Yes, no. And then like, am I going to hit my protein goal today?
Totally.
And so you'll make choices around your foods based on that. And milk is like pretty good for you.
It's incredible.
Honestly,
it's super bioavailable.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone was like so hating on dairy so much. I mean, I know there's a lot of like weird I'm not going to call it pseudoscience.
Sure.
I don't know.
Right.
And we could look it up right now.
Right.
But like I know come for us. There's people that say that it like fucks with your gut. Like I have a dairy intolerance and everybody has a dairy intolerance and we all eat too much dairy and so then we're intolerant. And it's like maybe.
Yeah.
But like there's no like studies on that. It's like similar to like me saying like I'm not gonna back the carnivore people either.
Sure.
Because everyone's like, oh, you lose so much weight and you'll have inflammation if you eat carnivore. And I'm like, you're eating not a lot of food.
True.
That's just a fact.
That's
like
as
fact, long as you're getting fiber, which most people are on fruit, maybe vegetables while they're eating carnivore. Right. And it's like, so you're getting like fiber and you're eating a lot of protein.
Yep.
Yeah, you lost weight, bro.
Right.
Like, you have no inflammation because there's nothing there.
Right.
Which is great.
Like, where are your carbs? Like, you may have eaten just the smallest amount of honey and some fruit. Like, of course you lost weight. Like, your macros aren't dialed in.
You're in full ketosis all the time.
Yeah, your macros are just dialed by default. Like, you're just like anybody could go into MyFitnessPal, dial their macros, you know, for whatever freaking diet model they wanted, and probably achieve basically the same results if they eat the same macros.
Yeah. And also, like, in my mind, I always like go back to the guy that like lost weight like eating McDonald's only.
Right. Great point.
Humans are made to be omnivores. Yeah. Like we're like bears. Because when you have a brain like ours, which requires that many calories,
yep, we gotta go get calories.
Are designed, to eat anything. Like honestly, it's rare that we can't eat something.
Yeah,
usually it's poisonous, and that's why you can't eat it.
Right.
Like other than that, it's like you kind of have to eat what you can.
Right. And the funny thing you mentioned, like, you know, the poisonous thing is like we'll find ways around that. Like blowfish, like we'll find a way to get around those little poison glands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'll eat that blowfish. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like I'll eat anything.
We'll have a Japanese chef trained for like 2 decades to like properly deconstruct the blowfish so that it doesn't kill us. Yeah. Yeah. Just freaking hilarious. Yeah. I'm getting hit up for MCAs again that I don't want to take. It's
every day, dude. That's the other thing in a transition from nut milk. Can we talk about MCAs for a minute? Because MCAs are fucked. And the fact that I get text messages, I don't know how I got on a list. I actually have no idea. I don't know what I did. Somehow everyone thinks that I'm Megan. I get texts to my phone that say, "Hi, Megan. Would you like an MCA?" And they don't say that, but they'll say dumb shit like, "Could you use $5 million today?" And I'm like, yeah. Do you want to give it to me? The strings attached to the $5 million? Like, what are we doing? Like, I have to give it back to you?
This is exactly what I got. I got one right now. Hey, it's Jake with SCS. We're funding $200K for 236K and LLCs. What's your email? Can get done ASAP. I'm like, this isn't. I've submitted to these guys in the past. It's all nonsense.
Look. My most recent text on my phone.
Yeah.
807. Hi, James. This is Jeffrey Lashara. Will this approval work for your business? We specialize in paying off existing positions advances. Funding amount $225,000. Term 32 months. Monthly payment $81.50. Origination fee 1%. Reply no if not interested. And then Jeffrey texted me again this morning. Hey James, this is Jeffrey again. Did you get a chance to review the offer I texted you earlier? Jeffrey, you don't know me. And also, that's a fucking automated message.
Right. No humans.
No one talks about this. That like most people who have like some kind of like business in their name somehow, your phone number is getting on a list.
Yes.
And then they're texting you offers for loans unsolicited.
Yeah.
And they're not real. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah. And it's like, suppose like I've done it before because I was like, I want to experiment with this. Like, okay, I'm going to submit to one of these guys and just see because like they put in this offer that they're offering me this much money. So I submitted them, 3-6 months base statements, driver license, whatever the basics, that you submit for any MCA. And then they're like, you're denied. Like, we can't give you any money. And I'm like, so why did you contact me with an offer for $200,000?
You're like, stop sending me shit. Yeah, you were desperate that day. You were like, fuck.
Right.
Your dumb loan.
Right.
Well, I mean, sometimes they're like
$2 million.
I've gotten one before where it was like, we'll straight give you $1 million over 15 years. And I was like, that's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Be real. That kind of loan doesn't go to people like me. Doesn't go to any startup, because it was like bank loan terms, like 10% interest.
Yep.
15 fucking years. Like,
right.
No, nobody's deploying money like that.
That's like an SBA note from like 3 years ago.
Better than an SBA note. It's crazy.
Like, what on earth is that?
Yeah,
I think it's like private credit craze, right? Because it's like a bunch of private credit is out there and it's looking for places to deploy to.
I also think that these people make ridiculous commission. If someone who 100%. Knows more about MCA that listens to our podcast wants to come on and explain the MCA,
I would love to know how that works.
I don't know. I'm like, I think these people make like wild commission. Like, don't you think they probably give them like 10%?
100%. They're making stupid amounts of money on it, because otherwise they wouldn't be so incredibly incentivized to like hound us constantly.
I'm hounded by it. It's a group of like 50 people, like 50 different people that text me. I reply no all the goddamn time. I get replaced by other people.
Right.
Other
or a
people
new company.
Yeah.
Other people named Jeffrey.
Other people named Jeffrey. Someone named like Sam. Just like, hey, you want some money? And you're like, no, Sam, I don't. I don't want your money. I don't want to talk to you.
Right. Because your money sucks.
It does. It does suck. And there actually are some of them out there, and this is kind of a warning to founders if you do listen to this podcast. There are a lot of MCA companies out there where they exist actually to take control of your company.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll lend you money that they know you can't pay back. They'll make it like a weekly or daily payment to make sure you're going to get cash strapped at some point. Because we all know, like, cash flow wise, like, you could have like 80 grand on Wednesday and $0 on Friday. Like, if it's the wrong day at the wrong time and someone tries to drop some money out of your bank account, like, it could be bad.
Right.
Yeah, which is why like a monthly payment is the best option for any kind of loan, or even a quarterly payment. And you know, you can plan cash flow, you can save up money, you can do whatever you need to do. The crazy thing is, though, some people, like, want you to default on it so they can take control of your company. And I've seen this happen in the industry recently with some people who are very above board. Like, some companies, there's one of them that's like super above board. I saw them do it. They did it in order to let the founders off the hook, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Other situations, I have heard of people that straight up do it in order to basically take control of a company.
It's like a hostile takeover in a way.
Yeah, for like less money. Because you can imagine, like, I lend you $50,000, you only pay me back 10, but I get control of your company. Your company's doing like 100K a month in revenue. I just bought a company making more than $1 million for like 40 grand.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And the thing
and
is,
like, that, to be honest, like, it's probably profitable if you just make a little bit of changes. It probably was profitable already if they weren't growing. It's just like, you probably sell it to someone else for 100 grand, $60,000. Like, it's a very sleazy thing to do.
Yeah,
but it's common.
It is. It's extremely common.
Cool.
I just got a voicemail from a dude at the kitchen. His name's Greg. He owns a pizza truck and a little like ghost kitchen pizza concept in there. And poor dude's like not super like savvy on the food trucking side, so his truck's normally parked there doing nothing.
Is he gonna listen to this podcast?
No. This dude, he's a good dude. We have talks. He wouldn't care if I talked about this. I wouldn't say anything behind his back. He's a good dude. But anyway, like, and he was just like, he's always hitting me up about advice about food trucking. Like, he just asked me, hey, who's your fire guy who does your hoods and stuff? And he's like, how do I book this event, that event? And like, I'm more than happy to help people, but I'm just gonna go off on a quick tangent here. Like, a lot of times, people that are new in a business will ask you 6 million questions for free, right? For no money. And I'm fine with that as long as they realize the value we're offering them and like are cognizant of what we're giving them. Otherwise, like, that's the kind of thing people pay a ton of money for in the consulting world.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Someone I talked to someone yesterday who's a consultant, really good dude I met on LinkedIn. I'm gonna shout him out. I have to pull his name up because I'm blanking.
Yeah.
It is demand planning consulting.
That's not easy. That's a tough world.
It's not. It's a super tough world. I'll just go to my Google Calendar. I'll just see the meeting.
Yeah.
The guy's name on it. So we were chatting, and he was just like, "Yeah, I like to call it." Oh, it's Walid. What is Walid's last name? Guys, I don't know. If you want a demand planning consultant and you have a company doing like more than 5 million in revenue, you hit me up. I'll send you to him. He knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing. We've known each other for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we were talking about kind of like what I'm trying to do right now, which is like figure out what I want to do. I know I want to help entrepreneurs. I like working at startups. And he was just pointing out that there's like a thing called like the stupid tax. And like you can help people avoid that between like the $0 to like $5 million range, if you're the right person at the right time. And he was like, it's so common in almost every industry, but especially like CPG, where like there are a lot of best practices that like are easy to implement but are not obvious to someone that has not done it before. And like that stupid tax is expensive.
Really
expensive. We both have learned that it's very expensive.
Yep. The stupid tax can bankrupt you just based on the fact that you don't know what you don't know, and you'll blow capital learning it. Yeah,
and it's like a really rough thing to like have to like run into, and like eventually it will fuck you up pretty bad. I mean, I've seen it like even if you looked at like No Baked, there was a moment in 2021 after we switched to a new 3PL where they told me that it would be in a chiller or something like that, like a chill room, like that's where we're gonna store your cookie dough. And I said, that's fine. A chill room means it's under 50 degrees, not under 40. And so like we lost like $20,000 of product.
Jeez, dude.
But it was like, this is a dumbass mistake. Like this is like the mistake that like a moron makes.
Yep.
And I made it because I guess I was a moron. And it's like, if you look at like, you look at little things like that. Other little mistakes, like just the way that we grew the franchise system, some of the leases that we signed, like some of the things that we just simply didn't know, we didn't listen to people. And like other like tiny things like just software and like systems that you're using. Like sometimes like it's easier to just like let someone like prevent you from reinventing the wheel and
pay the money,
not to do it yourself. Yeah.
Right.
Like pay them some cash and like let it be.
Yeah. They might save you a boatload in the process and you don't even know it yet.
Yeah, no. And you won't. The other funny thing is you'll never see it because you'll never actually pay the costs. Instead, you paid them like what is probably a very small amount of money to avoid it. I have one other article here. There's actually a bunch of articles. Circana data reveals that food and beverage prices have surged 35% since 2019.
That feels low.
I know. This is about basically like GLP-1s. Basically, like prices have gone up, but revenue has not paced it. And people are seeing GLP-1 shoppers go after like healthier, more premium choices.
Yep.
But they're not eating as much food.
Do you
have an opinion as someone that is a GLP-1 user?
Absolutely. I have a ton
on how this is going to like impact the food industry, because in my mind, and this sounds kind of bad, but it's the way I feel about it. I think that we should sell less calories.
Exactly.
Like, as a nation, like it's fucked up that the incentive these days has been like everyone wants cheaper food, right?
Right.
So in order to grow profits and sell more cheaper food, you have to sell more food.
Right.
Instead, and this sounds bad to people, but it's better, sell more expensive, better food.
Yes.
Less of it at a higher margin.
Right.
The companies make more money. The people working there make more money. The startups make more money. The population is healthier.
Yep.
And they spend about the same amount of money per household on groceries. It's like, isn't that better for everyone if people just stopped overeating? We produce like 3,500 calories per person per day. Or sell, rather. Like, I'm sure we produce way more than that.
Yeah, GLPs are just shrinking the caloric budget of each individual eater. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because their caloric budget has been unlimited, basically, right? So now they're down to, say, 2,000, 2,500 calories instead of 3,500, right? They're not needing a massive surplus all of a sudden. That's a really good thing. And the answer, you know, as people in the food business is not, what are we going to do? It's make better products that are healthier, sell them for more, and make more money. Like what you just laid out is exactly what needs to happen. Like, when I was at this Deep Tropics event this weekend, I noticed it in action because we were serving at the VIP section, right? So we've got a catering table out there. People are choosing less food, but they're being way particular about what they're picking, right?
Yeah, it's a great thing.
It's a wonderful thing. Like I'll take 2 plantains, a scoop of mango rice pudding, and 1 beef empanada. 2 years ago, they would have chosen everything on the table, and they would have had twice the calories, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the first time ever, obesity in America has been down 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And like when you look at it, it's like this is a good thing. I don't want to say it's totally the GLP-1 drugs, but as someone that's seen them work wonders in like most of my friends, it's like they're a good thing. And also, if you look at the science behind it, there are a lot of other benefits from these drugs that, like, first of all, it's also ridiculous to call them drugs. It makes people afraid of them. They're they're peptides.
Yeah, and they're hormone mimics.
Yes, and people are big fan of peptides if you call things peptides, and then the minute you call something a drug, they're like, oh my God, I don't want to take antidepressants. It's like, no, I'm not necessarily telling you to take an SSRI, although I would argue that like the SSRI is like a pretty great medication and doesn't really cause many side effects for many people. So take them at random. It's like a sugar pill, but like, wow, I'm going to get trolled for that. Also, people actually clipped me. It's like a sugar pill. You fucking asshole.
No, I think
like,
you're
when
100%
you look at,
right.
Yeah, when you look at the GLP-1s, it's like a very safe compound. There's not been many things linked to it that are bad. I know there's a bunch of people going weird about like thyroid cancer.
Right.
Dude, look, it's this ridiculous conversation because it's like I'd rather have people be not fat.
100%.
Being fat will kill you
faster.
Period.
Yes.
It's like I got a little overweight after Autumn was born. For 4 months it didn't work out. It was the longest stretch of not working out since I was like 26. Since when I found exercise, it's like my thing. And you know this. I took like one of those biological age tests back then before I started working out all the time. It said I was like 36. I was 26. I was like, this is bad. I'm gonna die. I was probably a little overweight. I was not really overweight actually at all. I was just like drinking a lot and like probably had a lot of visceral fat. But like I looked skinny. Fast forward to like today, after Autumn was born, I stopped working out. I'm 31. I put on a ton of weight. I went from like 175, like I went for like 180 because I was like trying to like bulk in the winter for some reason. Terrible idea. It's like not my thing. Like I shouldn't have done that. Going to the gym all the time, it sort of worked. I think it sort of worked actually. Now that I'm losing weight, I'm like, oh, I look more muscular. Went from like 180 to 200 pounds in 4 months, right? Like put on 20 pounds in 4 months, and the biomarkers on my Oura ring showed that like, yeah, even though you're like I wasn't fat, but like even with a little extra weight, like
sleep quality decreased, your heart rate went up.
Well, the thing that freaked me out the most was my pulse wave velocity of my arteries, like the stiffness of my arteries. My arteries got way stiffer fast, like really fast. Went from like a 6.2 to a 6.6, which for everyone listening basically took me from like 3 years younger than my age to a year older, which is crazy for someone that did an Ironman a year ago.
Yeah.
So like, I think that like the GLP-1s are important because they're mimicking a lot of the benefits you get from exercise. Because a lot of the benefits are simply just having like a better body mass and like not eating as much, or like doing a lot with like the sugar. So like you're not getting glucose spikes because you're working out all the time. Not getting glucose spikes because you're on a GLP-1. Great. Like these things are good. If you combine the two and you're working out and you're on the GLP-1, good for you. Probably awesome. Like, I don't see reasons. Also, it helps people quit alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many things about them that are good. And you're going to tell me, like, there's a small risk of thyroid cancer
right.
in some people. And, like, you can lose bone density because you don't go to the gym. Well, like, bro, I have news for you. You're going to lose bone density if you don't go to the gym if you're not on the GLP-1.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
If you don't work out, like, if you don't lift weights and you're 50, you're going to lose bone density no matter what.
Exactly. I think calling them weight loss drugs is going to change. We're going to call them anti-aging or longevity peptides in the future, because that's really what they are. And also to the argument people make about, they're drugs, they're not natural, therefore we shouldn't use them. They forget where they came from. They came from the study of Gila monster venom, from something in nature, because scientists realized that Gila monsters could go long stretches of time without eating food. And they do that. Well, they found out that it was GLP-1 hormones, GLP hormones, right? And then they created drugs that mimicked that. They were hormone mimetics. So it's like, this is coming from nature. We're working with the biology of the body, right? This is not some like random wonder chemical that we came up with.
Yeah, and like I look at it this way. We have like medicine 1.0, as Peter Attia would say it, like medicine 2.0, and then like medicine 3.0. And like medicine 2.0, which we're still kind of in, it does rely a lot on drugs that are not necessarily like personalized, but they are working with biology. You're shitting on scientists who have done decades of work to attempt to cure diseases and help people by simply doing the best they could.
Yeah.
No, like the drugs are not personalized yet. But if you have personalized medicine in medicine 3.0, like you're mostly focused on prevention, drugs like Ozempic are going to become so much more important.
Yep.
Because the goal is to make sure people don't ever get sick.
Absolutely.
In the first place. And it's like the number one, the beginning of that is, how do you stay metabolically healthy? How do you eat the right foods? And how do you prevent like extreme disease or like injury?
Yeah.
Like there's like these buckets. And it's like, one of those just falls into like, well, two of them actually just fall into like personalized medicine, and then like also like mass medicine or like communal medicine, like
population
vaccines.
Health. Yeah.
Like, sorry, like I don't want to burst everyone's bubble, but it's like, yes, like vaccines are kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
I had someone recently tell me, they were like, if you have a healthy immune system, like you shouldn't necessarily like need a vaccine. And I was like, sure. But like if you had a really healthy immune system and you got like a traditional vaccine, we're talking like dead virus, right? It should be good for you.
Right.
Based on what you're telling me. Like you're like, hey, like if you're really healthy immune system, like your immune system will be able to fight it off in the wild. And I'm like, so it could fight it off
if it's dead
in the lab too.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like you want to build immunity to like things, and then you want to build a herd immunity, obviously, to like many different things to eliminate them from existence. Like they don't fucking exist anymore. That'd be awesome. It has happened with some diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like these things are all like part of a greater plan to where if you wanted humans to live longer and be healthier, which is part of living longer, and have longer health spans, longer lifespans is yet to be seen, but like long health span is possible.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in wealthy nations and wealthy people. If you look at like the top 20% earners of America, their lifespan is currently like very long.
Yep.
It's like into the 90s.
It's outpacing the rest of the population.
Yeah, it's because they do these things.
Yep.
Like I don't see a lot of wealthy people who are anti-vaxxers. No offense to everyone, but like I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of wealthy people who are like not biotracking. I don't see a lot of wealthy people who aren't on supplements or like doing research on like what peptides can do for them. Even stem cell therapy is like a big thing for like injury. Like I have a knee injury, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to fix it. And then, you're going to live a lot longer because if your knees are working, you're active. If you're active, you're not going to like wither away, and then you're going to live longer.
Absolutely.
Like it's a cascade. People don't really understand that it starts with like one little thing, and then it's like, you're screwed.
But it's changing, right? Like the conversation's changing over time in the culture, and I think that's a good thing, because I remember when GLPs first came out, people were talking about the horrors of, the side effects and stuff, and then over time, and this is not a sustainable way to lose weight, and then over time, as new versions of them came out and they got better and better, all of a sudden the conversation started to change to, hey, there's a lot of other health benefits to these beyond weight loss, and the risks were not that different than the general population. So maybe they weren't coming from the drugs. Maybe it was just the fact that we did a huge sample size in these studies, and so we saw what looked like an incidence that is the same as the general population on some of these side effects, right?
Yeah, but also like the side effects are
minimal to non-existent now,
they just
especially with the newer versions.
But like the losing weight side effect, like the losing bone density is part of losing weight. It's like,
yeah, it's just a function of losing weight and not exercising.
Biology. I don't.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I can't possibly blame the drug for that. If you want me to blame the drug for that, you're going to have to do some mental gymnastics. Because like for me, it's like all about. I think health in general starts with exercise.
Yeah.
And when I say exercise, I mostly mean like movement of the
resistance
body.
training, running, exactly, whatever.
Or like you have a job where you're on your feet 8 hours a day.
Yep.
Like and you're not doing, and as long as you're not doing repetitive motions, like you're out there like doing stuff. You see it all the time with people who are working on farms, like doing like other jobs. It's like, why are they not overweight? It's like, dude, they're simply active.
Yep.
If you gave them like a really good diet and they're simply active, like, oh my God. Like it's just like and by really good diet, I simply mean like you're not overeating.
Yep.
And you're not eating like blatantly poisonous things.
Yeah. Right. A decent
like
diet model.
Yeah, like I'm not eating like dyes. I'm not eating like a lot of preservatives. I'm avoiding things that are packaged in like plastic for the most part.
Right. Ultra processed. Avoiding that.
Because like I'm not saying like you have to avoid those things completely. It's like for the most part you don't eat these things like 80% of the time. And 80% of the time I mostly eat like food, and then I'm like pretty active, and like maybe I work out, maybe I don't, I don't know, and I don't eat too much. It's like that person's gonna live till they're like 100,
right?
Almost every time, unless something bad happens.
Versus the sedentary person who sits in front of their computer, doesn't move all day, and eats donuts and Twinkies. Like that person's gonna die immediately
when they're 50.
Yeah,
like it's like, dude, it's completely. It's reversed. And like people mistake it where they're like, well, yeah, that person still dies. And you're like, yeah, but like if they do die early, it's usually because they had an injury or like something like took them off that routine, or like they got sick, or like cancer.
Exactly.
Like something that like, dude, you can't fight that. Like here we are. We can, but like not really.
We're waiting for the Gen 3 version of those drugs to come out. They are in the pipeline.
See, everyone doesn't realize we've gone down this rabbit hole now, but like the MMR vaccines are actually, they were designed and invented in the 80s to cure cancer.
Yep.
Because cancer is not a disease, it's a genetic mutation. I get so frustrated with people. I know they want to call it disease. I know disease, like, it's the category you do for things that are going to be cured. But like cancer is not a traditional disease. Like, why cannot you get that across? Like cancer prevention even is like actually incredibly hard. Your body's doing it all the time by getting rid of senescent cells, but like technically, like it's just something that happens naturally. Back. Okay, that cut me off, but it's still recording.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens naturally to every organism. Why would you? I don't know. It's different than like heart disease is another example where like it starts when you're like 15.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, and all you can do is like slow it down, but you can't prevent it.
Yeah, it's a wear part, like an engine in a car.
Yeah, like we would have to have a way of like repairing the body, which we don't currently have any way to do that, which is kind of funny. Like for all that we're good at, we can't fix people.
Not yet, but And I have hope that one day they will combine things like nanobot technology with stem cell therapy and like regenerate organs in our bodies in real time. Like that's
Yeah.
far
I mean,
down the
those are
line.
all, yeah, but those are all like AI problems that like probably will get solved like pretty quickly once you do the like initial unlock. I always like to, like, I'm really excited about AI in general right now. And just like energy creation and stuff like that. Cause like if you look at electricity as kind of like a similar invention, um, it's pretty slow at first. They're like, okay, we invented electricity, we have a light bulb.
Right.
If you track light bulb through to like car, which they are related, like you can't have a car without electricity.
Yeah.
It took like 50 years. I think we'll probably go faster this time. With AI in general, like our progress as a species is like sped up, even though people like to say it's slowed down. Uh, and then from like car to spaceship is like another like, I mean, it's like 30
Yeah,
years.
30 years. Yeah.
And there's a bunch of other inventions in between. They're all related back to like the light bulb, like
Mm-hmm.
electricity, just in general, like just the ability to harness like power. Um, the ability to harness AI opened up a lot of shit, and like it's getting a lot better. I think now it's a question of use case.
Yeah,
Similar
that's
to
the
like the
tricky part.
computer chip, like the computer chip opened up eventually what would become like Facebook. And like, is Facebook really the thing? Like, no, but like it opens up like other inventions, and it's like electricity led to the chip, which led to AI eventually. So then like you have to think like, what does AI lead to that's like the computer chip?
Yeah,
Like
we don't know
electricity
yet.
led to that. Yeah, it's like, and that could be fusion power,
Mm-hmm.
because now it has like we have the ability to like do more experimentation faster, or it
Yep.
could be like we shrunk the timeline because it really gives you leverage on time.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like you could shrink the timeline to get to that, which would give infinite power to the earth, or you could shrink the timeline to do like different like personalized pharma drugs. There's
Yeah.
actually been a lot of progress in that recently in AI. People don't talk about it at Google. They have some models that they just came out with that sequence the human genome.
Yeah.
And that they can use to like test different, like how different molecules would interact with like the body,
That's
but
fascinating.
in
In a
like
computer.
silica, like in a computer. And it's like, no, they're not approving those drugs at the FDA like that yet, but like, you know,
It
that
speeds up
doesn't,
the research
yeah,
drastically.
that definitely doesn't like just, yeah, it doesn't disparage the fact that they exist.
Right.
I don't know. I think so. We're close to
Yeah.
like some cool stuff happening. Um, it's just a question of like how quickly.
Well, not only that, but even just like you were mentioning, like the incidental inventions that are necessary. So like even just to make AI happen now, all of a sudden we're pushing the small modular reactor development timeline because we need more power and we need it faster and we need it closer to data centers. Well, SMRs we've been trying to work on those for what 50 years, and it's
The
been
other,
bogged down.
yeah, and the other shitty part about it is like a lot of that stuff's bogged down by regulation. It's not
Absolutely.
bogged down by like, oh, humans can't do it. It's like, no,
Yeah.
humans
The tech has been there forever.
1000% can. You see this in all the industries that like the government touches:
Mhm.
healthcare, education, real estate. Things get more expensive and they're slow.
Yep.
Whereas like anything in tech, the TV is a good example. People will like argue this whatever direction you want, but like, I'm sorry, but inflation has happened. It
Mhm.
has. The TVs used to be $3,000 and now they're $100.
Yeah.
Better TV is $100 than the $3,000 TV like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. To me, that says that like you should probably like leave your hands off of it. Maybe you should
Absolutely.
stop giving people student loans and stop backing mortgages and stop screwing with the healthcare system. Either give people free healthcare, which would, fundamentally I think would be a good idea. Or
Just get out of
because
the game altogether.
then the
Pick
cost
one.
doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Give people free fucking healthcare. If you gave everyone like $1,000 stipend too for like preventative medicine. I mean, how much would that cost? Like, not. I don't know how much that would cost actually.
Yeah.
How much would it cost to give every American $1,000? We've done this experiment before, son of a bitch.
Well, I mean, it's basically UBI in a way, right? Like it's its own kind of UBI. And
Yeah,
we've
but
kind of
it's
run
like the
that experiment.
pandemic. How much is it to give every American $1,000? Dollars. We're gonna see if ChatGPT can do math. I'm thinking longer for a better answer. How long do you have to think about this? You know the population, and you can do math, right? You could. I should have just asked it for the population. I'll do the math.
What cracks me up about ChatGPT, like when they broke Model 5, when they sent Model 5 out, was how many people were like emotionally enmeshed with Model 4. Like it was like losing the death of a friend, right?
Yeah. Well, my Model 4 still kind of exists. It's really weird. I had some recurring tasks on, and it's still running under Model 4.
Yeah.
$345 billion.
Oh, that's nothing.
Uh, yeah. I mean, it's a lot.
But compared to what we spend on, it's nothing.
It's too much. It's too much. Because what's our government budget? Too much.
Oh,
Well,
too
it's
much.
already way too fucking high.
Yeah.
What are we bringing in tax revenue? Like $5 trillion?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend a tenth of our money on giving everyone $1,000. That's stupid.
Right.
See, that's how I would have been. Put me in the room during the pandemic. I would have been like, "That's a dumbass idea. You're going to spend 10% of the budget to give people $1,000. Nobody benefits from $1,000."
And, I mean, the weird, and the weird part is that like, if they had just done that and not anything else, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But then they stacked on EIDLs and PPPs and like PPP round 2 and like.
Dude, I'm so disgusted with I've resigned myself to thinking that like we're definitely going to go bankrupt.
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
I don't believe. I mean, people know this about me, so this is not real news. I don't believe the current administration is filled with exactly the smartest people, and they definitely are not prepared to fix it. So they're not going to. If they were prepared to fix it and they were filled with the smartest people, they would have cut the budget.
Right.
And they did. So
would have given the Federal Reserve room to cut rates.
Yeah. I would have probably slashed like defense spending in half. And leaned into like, I don't know, drones and Palantir, because you don't need to spend as much money on defense if you're funding it with fucking drone technology. So like, I don't know. There you go. There's one quick tip for you, you morons. And then so 500 billion there. You could have actually froze spending on every social program. I know the liberals will hate me for that, but like, hey, freeze it for 5 years. Fuck it. Just like, oh, by the way, since the government's the only payer of Medicaid and all that other shit, just freeze spending and don't take it away from anyone. Just tell the hospitals to fuck off.
Right.
Like, you're just going to get less money. Good luck.
Right.
Would they keep servicing you? Yes. They have to service you. If they don't service Medicaid, you know what happens to them? They go bankrupt.
Right.
So like, we negotiate. Like, but you have, so there's the two largest items on the budget other than interest. Boom. You cut those, interest rates drop, the interest expense drops. They should elect me budget fucking dictator. That's what they should do. They should be like, Jimmy's the budget dictator.
Right.
Or there was a congressman who actually said this. He was like, I ran a business. We used to do a line by line budget. We don't do that in the government ever. Why don't we just not pass the bill? Like the big, beautiful, stupid bill or whatever the fuck it was called. And you could just, I don't know, pause. He was like, we literally could just extend last year's budget.
Yeah.
For a year. And then for a whole 12 months with smart people, like hire Deloitte. I don't care what you do. Hire someone, probably Deloitte, like, or someone who's not the government, because people in Congress are morons.
Right.
So rather than have the morons do it, have Deloitte make a budget, like the accountants, and then they can make a budget. And then have a different CPA firm fucking audit the budget. So to make sure they didn't like hand shit to their friends, and then look at that budget and pass it, and make sure it's correct. Because like we literally don't audit it. We're like, can you imagine spending money and being like, I don't know, we know where it went. I mean, nobody knows where it went.
It was like, there a minute ago, but
dude, Apple is not the size of our government, but it's pretty damn close.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like dollars being moved around, they audit. They get audited once a quarter.
Oh, and not just
the whole company.
But
they get audited once a quarter.
I'll bet you their systems are so sophisticated they can tell you where money's going down to the fraction of a penny on every unit, on every spend, everywhere.
Yeah, they can tell you whose company card spent the transaction.
Yeah,
like What are we doing, guys? Someone hire Microsoft to build an audit system for the fucking government.
Honestly, what we need, here's what we need to do. We need to get all of these tech companies together and create government as a service so that they create a platform, an enterprise platform that can be shopped around to the whole world, right? Like this is...
You know what? Yeah. So we can build it for the US government and then sell it to literally all 200 other countries, and they'd fucking use it.
They would.
You know they would.
If it's the best in class product, why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's great. It's like, but like, no one wants to do that. No one wants to just simply like actually run this country like an adult.
Right.
Instead, we ran it with a dead man. Yeah. And then after running it with a dead man, we ran it with a con man, and a pedophile. So here we are, in 2025, still confused and going bankrupt. And even if we elect a decent person in 2028, which the odds are low.
Right. Yeah.
Don't know who that would be. It doesn't even matter either, because the president's not gonna. The president themselves, even if they were the most incredible fucking leader on earth, like if we elected another, I don't actually know. Like they
don't exist. Yeah.
I mean, if you elected another Bill Clinton, I guess, like someone who was able to like get some kind of like movement going with like a good Congress leadership then it's not even one person. It's not just Bill Clinton. It's like all these other people. It's like, even if we elected all those people, I don't even know who they are, and they did what I just said, it's like in 2028, it's probably too late.
Yeah, exactly. It's a problem. Is that it's like we've already reached the tipping point. It's like you've hit the point of no return already, and that's why I'm like,
if someone had acted on it like this year, with last year,
this is the last time we had a shot at it.
2025,
by 2030, it's not good.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
And you talk to people.
You're gonna move back to Colombia? Like, is that what you're gonna do?
That
country is apparently growing really fast and doing really well. So
most of my siblings have all gotten their dual citizenship, and I'll probably be the last one to do it, but I'll get it. And like, yeah, it's nice to have that in your back pocket as an option, because like smart people, smart money is already talking about, you know, where do you go after this? And it's like, that's even scarier, because then you get like capital flight. Like, and then that just
the whole thing's going to be screwed by 2030, because people are going to bounce. Companies will bounce, people will bounce. Like, no one wants to be on a sinking ship. It's like being like the last person at the bar at night when they're turning the lights on. Like, will you be that person? No one wants to be that person. You would like to leave before that.
And the thing is, we're accelerating the timeline by not making the cuts, so the interest just keeps eating more and more of the budget.
It'll get worse and worse until it's just simply like very obvious.
Until we get
But that's how most problems work. People are bad at exponential growth, and they're also bad at the opposite. So
exactly.
They don't see it. It's like the population decline thing. It's like you know that it's going down, but everyone's like, it's not that bad. And it's like, it's not that bad until it's bad. And then it's really bad really fast.
Yeah, which is exactly what's happening in China. They are screwed.
Yeah, like America's not even like projected to really decline because we have so much immigration.
Right. Oh,
we did
yesterday
have so much immigration.
We did.
I could keep naming things that are like, wow, you guys really fumbled that one. And
we were fine.
The worst part, man, is that I could name those things literally for the last like 5-6 years. It's like, I'm not totally calling out like the Trump administration. I'm mostly saying like there has not been one politician, one leader that has done jack shit about it.
And
any of it.
The irony was, we had Weekend at Bernie's before this, right? And the ironic thing was that was better only because no one was doing anything. And that was
like, honestly, what should have happened is they should have started like doing shit.
Yeah.
They should have brought like some smart person in.
Yeah.
And been like, hey, so you're gonna be like the shadow president.
Right.
They could have brought Elon Musk in, let him do it then.
Dude,
like let him shadow President Biden, and Biden's like, oh, you're like, yeah, he's gonna say and do everything that you do. You'll give him a little earpiece, and you're gonna sit in the back room, and you're just gonna feed him shit to do, and he'd be like, oh, cool, we can get this thing turned around in like 18 months.
The last 2 years, we really don't know who was in charge. Like, we still don't know. Yeah.
I don't think anybody really was. I think they were on autopilot, like you said. Like, I don't think they actually did that many things, or you'd have seen a lot more like change laws. It actually is true that Congress has passed less and less laws every year.
Yeah.
For
they're less effective.
a couple decades now. And so like the president's not really signing much. Executive orders have gone up, but like they haven't been like, even if you look at Trump's executive orders, and like I know that people are upset by some of them, but like they lack teeth of a law.
Right.
It's like a rule from an agency. It's like it's not.
Yeah. And then like it gets constitutionally challenged in the courts and it gets shot down or limited.
Same thing happens with rules from agencies. Like the EPA issues a rule, people challenge it in court. It's not the same as a law. And like we basically outsourced the making of laws to the administrative or the executive branch, which is strange. Because it's like being done by either agencies or it's being done by the president themselves. But it's like these aren't the same as laws, guys. It's not progress.
It's almost like the same thing like in a market where like, okay, if you have a fund that's actively managed versus just an index fund, the index fund beats the active management, right? So before we had an index fund, right, president, no active management.
Dude, it's easy to ride the American wave. That's why. If you elect a president and they did nothing,
what if you
elected someone and they said, I'm going to veto every law. I'm going to write no executive orders. I'm not going to do shit. And we're going to stay the same for 4 years.
We're not going to increase spending. We're just going to
I bet they outperform every president known to man.
Yeah.
Not one person. Like, of course, no wars, because I'm not doing anything. No, nothing. I'm not going to do shit. Everything's going to stay exactly as it was 4 years ago. And everyone's like, well, that sounds kind of bad. And you're like, does it? It's been pretty great for 200 years. We could just not do shit. We could just sit back and not govern.
And then guess what happens? The economy continues to grow. It outpaces our spending because we get the spending frozen over time. And all of a sudden, the thing just magically solves themselves.
Oh my God. So 4 years of someone who did nothing would actually solve all of our problems. That's amazing.
It's a scary
we just came up with the plan.
Yeah.
The plan is
the do nothing plan.
Yeah, the do nothing ticket. They're just like, hey, we're going to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You told Nathan he's still going to run for president. The country's still around.
Right.
It probably
2052 is too late.
Yeah, it probably won't be around. But if it is, if you run on the do nothing ticket, you'll solve all the problems.
Yeah.
By doing absolutely nothing. It's actually kind of funny because you're right. Like index funds, like Vanguard, well known for like no management fees.
Yeah.
Just we'll put your money in these stocks and like we'll see.
Well, it's funny. You also mentioned about like, okay, we're passing less laws over time. I'll bet that tracks perfectly with IPOs, right? Because IPOs have declined over time as well. So it's like there's some kind of like meta thing happening here, right?
It's kind of like a meta stagnation, but it's also kind of like Pareto's law. Like everything floats to the top.
True.
The top 10% always will have more than the bottom 90. It's just the law of nature. When you eventually you could try to solve it, I don't really think solving it's a good idea. I think the better idea is the bottom 90%. It should be a great place to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're never going to.
It should be great 10%. To be in the bot. If you're in the bottom 10% of America, your life should be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fundamental problem. Is like wealthy people being wealthy will never go away. It's not going to change. It's not a bad thing. The problem is that the bottom is screwed, and eventually, without the consumer base, the thing collapses.
Yeah, like the wealthy people won't be wealthy then, and they'll be poor. Everyone's poor. Exactly. It's all bad.
Right. And it's like, okay, so right now, I think they said like income earners in the 150 to 300K range are what's keeping consumption up, right? The minute that they pull back, everything's screwed, and they are just starting to, along with dropping employment rates.
I can confirm that. So I'm not going to throw out my income, but I am not spending as much as I was. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But like
and a lot of your other friends aren't too if you talk to them.
Yeah, you make $200K a year. It doesn't go very far anymore if you have small children. All right, dude. Well, this has been a good episode.
Great episode.
We ranted about a bunch of random shit. We'll publish it, and hopefully, we'll get a guest next time.
Yeah, and hopefully, we won't get canceled because we just said a bunch of crazy stuff. So, yeah.
I hope we get canceled.
That'd be great.
So we're past the Overton window for canceling, so people don't cancel anymore.
That's true. It'd just be free press or
attention. I wonder when it will come back.
When will canceling come back? That's a great question. When will canceling be cool again? Make canceling great again.
I'm gonna make the title for this episode, make canceling great again.
Yeah, I love that.
All right. Talk to you later, bro.
Peace.